Sir, I love the series, and I loved your character most so because I'm a big fan of MEs, medical examiners, coroners. Can you tell me about the process of like becoming this character and what it felt for you?
Yeah, well, when the creator called me and said, I want you to play Jasper, I had just finished season 3 of Shadows and I was kind of looking forward to going home, but he really sold me on the story and obviously, the history of Reacher and whatnot. And it was kind of cool to play a character that's Latinx and from the South and has a Southern accent and all of that. So it was really intriguing to me to play Jasper. So I was like, sure. The funny part is I hate blood and I hate
Oh,
I actually hate blood and the idea of death and all that, which is ironic because of the shows that I'm working on deal with a lot of death. I like to push myself, and so I push myself literally to my limits of seeing bodies and blood every day, and so that alone, just getting myself mentally prepared, was a journey.
now, in your opinion, now Jasper, this is kind of a small town, and it seems like prior to Reacher's arrival there, that not a lot really goes on, for the ME office. Can you describe what you think he was feeling when all this stuff was going down, and it was just like his workload kind of just, just doubled, tripled in time?
I think Jasper really enjoys living in a small town and not having a lot of expectations and basically that expectations from him. So he's really smart and he went to school and he made his mama proud, and he lives in the same town with his mom, but he did not expect this. So he kind of looked forward to the idea that he wasn't going to ever have to really put his skills to use. And now he's being thrown into the shark infested waters, if you will. So it was interesting to play that dynamic with being from a small town, like Jasper is. So it was great.
Now, who? That's great. But who is your favorite person on set to work with to bounce lines off with? I imagine Alan was like a really fun time to be on set with.
Well, it's so funny because with Alan, he was so stone cold, like as Reacher, that it was like, and me being the comic relief, it's like throwing like being the kid who throws like a little paper plane at you, and it's just like, you want to play it, you want to play it, and he was just like always in character and always so, and that's really the reason they asked me to do the show. They came to me and they said, we need someone to be the handsome guy because we got this Uggo as Reacher, so it happened. Yeah.
Were you familiar with the original source material, and was the character of Jasper different in the story than he is on script?
I was familiar with the book series and the actual film that was done prior, but not really like followed religiously until I started doing the show. And I didn't want to be persuaded into doing the character a certain way. And I've done that with the past with shows and whatnot that might have been originated a different way on text. And when I did the Magicians, my character was different on the book. So like things like that, I always try to bring my own self into the character. So I never try to make it feel that it's like cookie cutter to what was already presented. I want to be authentic, what I think the character is when I present it. Yeah.
It's perfect. Now you got to explore a little bit of different genres, in the course of your career. Were you a big fan of this genre, and what other genre would you love to explore, in the future?
Yeah, I mean, this is so thrilling. It's like, exciting, and who's the killer and who, everyone's a suspect. And that idea of the adrenaline and just living in that moment is really great. And I love all kinds of genres. Obviously I do comedy a lot and dark comedy. I do sci-fi, I do all kinds of things. So I really kind of like to sprinkle it with everything because you don't want to do the same thing over and over, so this was a very nice shift of gears, if you will, to playing Jasper de los Muertos, just because it's fun to put on a different hat. So it was nice.
Now, as far as your story arc, were there things that you got to add to your character that weren't necessarily on the script?
I think we really added the idea of Jasper being really sweet and endearing and wanting, the best for everyone. I think that he had probably a rough childhood and been bullied in school, and with Willa's character, who was always nice and sweet to him, even when she didn't have to be. In school, she was pretty and popular, and that. So it was nice to have that kind of like look at these two characters as adults, where in high school you might have seen them completely in different sides of the schoolyard. Now they're working side by side, so it's kind of nice to have that trajectory.
Nice, nice. Now, my last question is, what do you hope that fans are going to enjoy about the show? Once it finally comes out.
I think the fans are going to really love the show just because it's shot so beautifully. It's like watching this nonstop movie, basically, and it's just set up so well. Like the mystery is just like you're always looking for a clue, and it propels you into the next scene and the next mystery. So it's just like it's an ongoing burn that you're at the edge of your seat for.
Yes, thank you so much. I really love the show, and like I said, Jasper was one of my favorite characters because I love like that aspect, like the medical examiner side, and seeing how like the the clock churns in their head and trying to figure out everything. Thank you so much for your time, sir,
Thank
and
you.